Yo, what's poppin', guys? You got your boy Nandra here. Welcome to another video. So for this video, I'm playing some Daria. Now, I'll go ahead and show you guys the deck list, talk about it for a little bit, and I'll go ahead and show you guys some games. So, let me go into the deck. I haven't really been uploading it as much lately, just because I ran into some technical problems, but yeah. Alright, so this is the deck. Basically, it's just, standard Daria. I think the only thing that's, not as standard is, the one of Flame Destroyer, and also my inclusion of 2 Mysteria Magic Founder. So I really like the Mysteria Magic Founder just because, it gives a little bit more punch to your burn. It also works as, a 5-drop beater. Daria is one of those archetypes that's, pretty old. It's going on, a year now. So it's not really anything that's too, I don't know, out of the ordinary. I have one mutagenic bolt just because, if you versus dragon, it helps out a lot. If you versus shadow, it also helps out a lot as well, just because, nice finisher. 2 chain lightnings, just because, again, it works as, extra reach, because, basically how you play the deck is you just want to go ahead and just, do Daria things, and then just kind of, follow it up with burn. But yeah. Alright, so let me go ahead and just show you guys the games. So, I believe I'll show you guys three or 4 games. Yeah, it's been a day. Yeah, had some games I won, had some games I lost, but yeah. So yeah, like I said, I'll go ahead and show you guys 3 games. So this is gonna be the game versus Dragoncraft, Havencraft, and then Runecraft. Yeah, for the most part, Daria is kind of high roll. There are gonna be certain games where you just get a brick can and you just kind of feel awful. It's kind of tempo combo sort of. The combo aspect isn't really as combo in the traditional sense. It's just that getting your Daria turn and then also dropping a bunch of stuff on your opponent. Alright, so on versus dragon, how you win this matchup is that you need to go big and go hard with a Daria board. However, it's very nice if you can go ahead and you can avoid making it so that so a simple Breathless Salamander clears your board. So generally you wanna have Ogglers, which is why I kept the Ogler. I kept the Mysteria Knowledge because Mysteria Knowledge works as 2 spell boosts, which is nice. I don't really care which thing it picks me up. In this matchup, I guess I would care a little bit more if it picked me up Mysterian Circle, but getting Mysterian Missile is fine because a lot of people they kind of play out their ILS for tempo, so this helps me blow it up. I pick up a second Ogler. This is really nice. Because now, what I'm looking to try to do is I'm looking to try to make my mini Daria turn sort of thing, to be Magic Owl plus Ogler. Alright, so this turn actually messed up. The correct play, sort of, is that you should go ahead and you should Magic Missile the 1/2. The reason why you Magic Missile this is on the off chance that you do pick up a second Magic Missile, so this way you can get, if you place another ILA, you can just go ahead and Magic Missile the second one, and then play out the Owl and just, go off. I definitely was not expecting to pick up the second Magic Missile though, which is why I went face with it. But this is fine, because he doesn't play another creature, so now what I can do is I'll go ahead and play out my Mystery Knowledge. I really actually want to see what I get first, which is why I did that, as opposed to playing the Magic Missile. Technically, playing on the Magic Missile is actually a little bit better, so you can see more cards before you decide to commit on something. But I felt like I wanted to know if I was going to have a Mystery Missile or not immediately. So I'll go ahead and evolve my Magic Owl. I get a total of 6 spell boosts across 3 different creatures. I now have 2 double 0-mana Oglers, so I'll go ahead and play them out. The nice thing about this board is that because he only ramped once, he physically can't clear this board, but almost all of it is just gonna sit and play, and I'll just be annoying for him to deal with. So he has to tempo a Dragoon Scyther here and evolve it. He really didn't want to do this, but he doesn't have a choice, because he knows well if he leaves this board up, he's going to die. He makes a value trade here. I'm like, okay, that's pretty smart. He then goes Breathless Salamander. Unfortunately for him, the Breathless Salamander is not good because, well, you probably wanted to have it for my Daria or things like that. But now he won't have it. Additionally, now he's in a spot where he can get punished by this Magic Missile that I held onto instead of using it to go face. So now what I'll go ahead and do is I'll go ahead and play out my Mysterian Circle. Well, I'll Insight first because draw first. Yeah, I'll go and Missile his dude. And then I'll go and play out the Mysterian Circle. I play out the Mysterian Circle because it's a ward. Right now, what he needs to worry about is he needs to have is he needs to have exactly Saha plus Saha target in order to clear this board. Otherwise, he can't clear it. If he has to leave up this Ogre, he's going to eat a lot of damage. And he might be in a spot where he has to do that. Yep, he chooses a Fervor here, but that's a Desperation Fervor, and we feed on those because he's nowhere near close to 10 mana. So now what I can do is I can just go ahead and slam out my Mysteria. To be honest with you, I should have drawn first, but I knew I was 100% going to play out Mysteria just because I want to have that burn, just ready to go or whatever. Here, I did misplay slightly. The reason why this is a misplaced is because I knew for a fact I was going to evolve, or I knew for a fact that this is like the last turn of the game, and that didn't matter whether or not I evolved or did not evolve this this magic out of my hand, and I should have just evolved the clay golem. The reason why the evolve on the clay golem is nice is because like if I do that, it makes us have like multiple creatures at 4 HP, which means that even if he wants to have Sahakul plus Israfel now, it won't actually be a full clear. He'll have to leave something in play. Whatever he leaves in play will cause him to get chain lightning in the face, and then he'll just die. Well, he won't die like that turn, but yeah, like he just concedes because like he knows it's over. The big thing about this is that like I got the Mysterian Circle. The Mysterian Circle is actually like super annoying versus Dragon if you can time it correctly and if you can have like just a really big creature in the way. I was also holding on to that magic missile as well, but that was also a very big deal. So now I'm going to show you a game. This is going to be the what if you don't have Daria sort of thing. So for this game, I'm versus Haven. Like, I feel like this deck is pretty favored versus Haven. So I'll go ahead and toss back everything. I'm going first. So I mean, I guess I could have kept the magic all, but like I was going first. So I really want to try to find spell boost things, so this way I can just go ahead and go big on a big flood turn and just like drop a whole bunch of like 0 cost creatures. I pick up the Craig. Yeah, I always get Craig and Clark confused. He plays a Summon Temple, thus revealing to me what deck he is. We go ahead and we pause here so we can just see how many cards he redrew. He full redrew, so I'll just go and play up the Craig here. This probably leaves my Blade Mage. Next turn, I'll go ahead and play up my Concentration. To be honest with you, I could have played up the I lied. I can't actually play up the Blade Mage here, but yeah. So I'll just go ahead and concentrate to find more cards so I can go off. And now it's at this point that I realize that. Sorry about that. It's at this point that I realize that, oh, well, I have a lot of burn spells in my hand, so what I can do now is I can just go ahead and not try to like dig for the Daria or try to like force anything like that. I can just go ahead and next turn just play Mysteria and then just burn on the face. I have 3, 6, 10, 12. Or 14. I have 14 damage. Like, I have 14 damage just in hand. Like, it's gonna take me a lot of turn to develop all of this, but yeah. So, I specifically don't play the Blade Mage here, just because I want the Blade Mage so I can go off as hard as possible. Because Haven no longer has Themis, or at least they don't have Themis in rotation, this means that I can do a lot of work if I just put out multiple creatures all at once, because like, the reason why you put out the multiple creatures all at once is because like, first, this is removal based decks like say Haven or whatever. It means that they can't remove all of it all at once, so you get a little bit of like repetitive damage, which I am going to need here if I want to like close out this game. So here he plays up the Featherfall Hourglass to make a trade. So I'm assuming he's gonna Scripture me. I was actually kind of surprised that he didn't use the Evolve to get face. I think I would have just done that. Like that makes so much more sense. You do 1 extra damage doing that. Like, and you get to hold onto a card in your hand. But apparently he feels differently. So I'll do this turn. I'll just go ahead and go Craig into Blade Mage. So this was kind of awkward because like I wanted to get at least one more spell boost on the Blade Mage in order to make it so this way I could play it both my Piercing Runes this turn. But unfortunately, I can't do this. But I'm still gonna go for it anyway. The reason why I'm still gonna go for this is because like this actually puts him in a very awkward situation. The reason why is because like with the Summit Temple up, the less HP his creatures have, the better it is for me. So right now, if I Piercing Rune his if I Piercing Rune his Priest of the Cudgel, his Priest of the Cudgel will only be dealing 1 damage. Like a 1/3 is whatever to me. I don't care. Like he can't even evolve it now because like the evolve doesn't even do anything. Like yeah, he trades here. to play either of the White Wings. So I'm assuming like he's gonna get a second cudgel, which just kind of seemed weird to me that he would have that. But instead he gets up the instead he gets the Ancient Lion Spirit, and then he just like immediately concedes. Because I think he also thought he was gonna get a cudgel, and that like in which case then like his play just seems weird. In which case like his correct play would actually be to. Actually, yeah. In which case, his correct play would just be to like play out the Ancient Lion Spirit and then just like evolve. But yeah, he just wasn't thinking straight. Alright, so now for the last game. This game is gonna be like probably like this is gonna be like what happens when the Daria thing goes like correctly, when you actually do in fact just like Daria them in the face and do something ridiculous. This is also probably it's among the why people hate Daria. So I'm in the mirror. I've never actually played a Daria mirror. Well, I lied. I think I played it like twice, but like I didn't actually play it when they were like when they were like commonplace. So I have no idea what to expect. So I did keep the Daria just because like I assumed he was Burn at the time, so that's why I wanted to hold on to the Daria so I can like make some magic work. So I'll go ahead and play it, the Mysterian Knowledge. Mysterian Knowledge gets me a Mysterian Circle. The nice thing about Mysterian Knowledge in Daria deck is that like each one of these, they get for 3 mana you get 2 spell boosts. You also get an additional card on top of that. That's really ridiculous. Just because like the more of these you have in hand, the more like spell boost cards you have, like the more free mana you get. Like if I play this with like say 3 with say 2, just two spell boostable creatures in my hand, that essentially means I gained 1 mana. I don't physically gain the mana immediately, but over time I gain it. So he plays with the Conjure Golem. The Conjure Golem does confirm to me that, oh yeah, he's Daria. So that's fine. I'll just go ahead and Mysterium Missile this. Like I'm not gonna let anything sit in play. I don't want to take any damage initially, just because like both of our decks have a lot of burn damage. I'm also not sure what to expect from him, because like he might be the version of Daria that has like mammoths and whatnot. I don't want to deal with any mammoths. I don't. Yeah. So I'll play it a Second Knowledge. Gets me another missile. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and do it. The nice thing, all right. So the first time it needed to pick me up. Either Circle or Missile. It didn't matter. But this time it actually did in fact need to pick me up Missile, just because like he's gonna be going to 4 mana soon, so he could actually Piercing Rune me, and that would have sucked. We quickly take a look to see what he redrew. Yeah, he only redrew 1 card, so we can safely assume he probably has a Daria in hand, just because like that's just gonna be like how it is. I pick up the 3rd Mysterious Knowledge. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. Got the nut draw. Let's go in. I'll go ahead and play the Blade Mage, because like the Blade Mage is behind a ward, which means that like if this Blade Mage lives, that means that he for 1 mana dealt 8 damage. That's kind of gross. So now he needs to react to this board, so he just slams on the Daria immediately. I didn't really think that was worth it, but I'm not sure what his hand was, because like he banished a lot of cards to do that. He picks up a Mysterious Knowledge. It gets him a missile, but he can't cast a missile this turn. Then he plays an Ogler, so like he needs to have Blade Mage as well, otherwise he's gonna be in a very, very bad spot. Doesn't have it. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. So now what I can do now is I can just like, if there was ever a time where you just like dumpstered your opponent, this would be that moment. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna go ahead and Piercing Rune. That dies. This will be at 0 mana. This will be at 1 mana. I can cast this 9 mana 5/5 that draws me 5 cards. Well, in this case, it'll be drawing me an additional like 4 cards or whatever. And then just like completely control the board. My opponent's at 6. I have 3 creatures in play. I just drew like a fresh hand. Like, how do you deal with that? You just don't. Like, you just cry in a corner and you just baby rage because, well, Daria. Like, the only way he comes back from this is if he has Piercing Rune plus, like, Chimeras and whatnot. But even then, it's not good enough because, like, I have more things. I can keep going. Yeah, he just concedes before I can even evolve. And, yeah. So the big thing about this game is just like, I picked up 3 Mysterious Missiles. I had the Daria. I had double Piercing Rune to deal with his board. Like, and he just couldn't come back from that. I also went in second. People don't tell you this, but, like, even though a lot of people meme about the whole, going first thing, in Rune Mirrors, it's actually very, very important to go second as opposed to going first, just because, like, if you have Piercing Runes, that does actually make a difference for that. But yeah, If you enjoyed the video, go and leave a like. Go and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Let me know what you think about Daria down in the current metagame down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.